Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for coming back and checking out another video with me today. Got another box here, same vendor as last time. I thought that cut was really cool, so I kind of kept my eyes peeled. Saw them post something else, and here it is. So, got some other cool things coming in. Expecting one more box from Germany. I got in some seeds the other day. Always does a really good job packing, so I always appreciate that. Alright, so more seeds on top. We'll check those out in a minute. Does a really good job packing. I hope to have some things online to sell myself soon. So I'm always kind of doing my homework when I check out these boxes. Like, see, this is a round cut. Got it packed in real well with those paper towels. Anyway, so here is my first one. Ooh. See if they got that written down. Yeah, here we go. So this is another blue column cactus. This one's Lynn. Check out that color. That looks awesome. Those little spines are cool. Really neat. Never got a mid cut like this, so really pumped for this one. All right. Might get a better look at it over here in some natural light too. I think my camera light kind of messes up the color a little bit. Here's another chonker. Nice mid. Really cool. So yeah. Quite a bit thicker than the other one. Alright, so those are some new cuts I got in. Really pumped to get those out, get them on the shelves with the other one, and let it do its thing. Let's check our seeds out, see what we got. Right on. So a couple of the cuts I mentioned last week: Althea and Sharxx Blue, Althea and Lynn, David, and 2 packs of those, David and Althea. Pumped. Nice blues. Looking forward to that. So we have all these seeds. What are we going to do with those, right? So let me show you guys how I do my thing with seeds. So I always like to say, you know, I'm no professional. Everything I do here, I've just kind of learned from my own trial and error. So I'm not necessarily saying this is the best way, but this is my way. So I have a couple different ways I like to do them. I prefer to kind of do bulk in a large tray. I don't want to do a bunch of small pots and small will grow in containers. So I try to do things in a mid-size to larger tray. So I got some of these guys in here. Just ordered them from Amazon. They're just, I think, heavy duty mesh bottom plastic tray is what I searched these under. So I took some of these, and then I used my plastic mesh screen. I've had this laying around for a long time. I use this for a lot of different things. I prefer to use it for covering up the bottom, the drain holes. That way your soil mix doesn't run out. But you can use it for all kinds of different little handy things. So I took sheets like this, I cut it down into strips, and I just kind of made some rows in my tray. That way I could keep everything separate, kind of know what I've got. So I wanted to move over here so you guys can see a little better. But what I'm doing here is taking my trays that I showed you guys, made some rows there. And then I like to take some potting soil and put just a thin layer on top because, you know, as we know with cactus, we got to stay much more dry. However, moisture is still super important in those early stages, so put this down just to keep them from drying out. Alright, so now we've got that kind of lightly spread out there, nothing too serious. Like I said, we're just doing this to give the seeds somewhere damp to rest, and so they don't get dropped into those little natural openings that happen when you have those grit materials in there. You know, a lot of irregular shaped pieces, you're going to have dead space, little air pockets, dry spots. We don't want the seeds falling there. So we put this light little layer down, keep them damp, and give them somewhere to fall. Alright, so now that we've got those, let me take my, this is just some clean water. I keep this in here because when you're mixing stuff up, or if you're going to be working with seeds, I think it's a lot easier to just have your soil very lightly damp. So it'll keep the dust down and it'll help the seeds stick in place, not bounce around. Okay, there's that. So let's start with some of those seeds I got in the last video. Hopefully these don't get as crowded as my other ones. This is a different method. Alright, so I'm just gonna tap the bag and move my hand back and forth there to keep them spread out as best as I can. Alright, so those did not want to come out, so I just dumped them all into the palm of my hand, and I'm just kind of going to sprinkle them out there. Alright, so I cannot see them at all. But they're there. Just another shot of water, keep them in place, and that's that. So I do that with each row. I have to label them because I will not remember what's what. But I'm going to keep these in order of where I place them until I get it labeled so I know what's what. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these up and I'll put them under the light. We'll kind of check back in and see how they're doing in a few weeks. You know, it doesn't take long to see if they're moving, so we'll check back in on them then. But thanks for sticking around and checking this out. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.